Traders, welcome back to this video. So quick one, we're going to be looking at BTC, we're going to be looking at Ethereum. I'm going to be sharing with you what we've been trading throughout the week and then what we should be expecting from these pairs. And in addition to this, I'll equally be giving you an overview of what you should be expecting from gold, from USDJPY, from GBPUSD, and I'll equally be looking at NAS 100. So what we are basically doing at the moment is for the crypto pairs that I'm trading and for some of those that I'm scalping with those on Telegram with me, personally, I'm focusing on my 200K funded account from 𝗘𝗏𝗽𝗚. So if you want to trade big capital for crypto traders, right? 𝗘𝗏𝗽𝗚 fund crypto traders up to $200,000 to start trading crypto. So if you want to get funded, you can go check out 𝗘𝗏𝗽𝗚. The link will be in the video description, or you can check out my bio for that. So for the crypto pairs that I analyze, we use that to trade on our 200K funded account. And then for the challenge I'm currently starting with the community is a deposit of minimum of $50, all right? And then we'll be trading some of these other FX pairs to grow our account, all right? So I give you guidelines on the lot sizes you should be using and all of that. So with that being said, if you want to be a part of the community, make sure you join us using the link in the video description. And yeah, the platform we use for our trades for the Forex pairs is Bybit and BitGet. You can equally sign up using the link in the video description as well. So with that being said, as you can see, this is BTC. And right now, guys, we are currently consolidating. The BTC dipped to that 59,900K. We've been consolidating between this area of 72 and then $65,000 level, right? So what I was looking at is a pullback to this our golden level, right? So if I pick my Fibonacci to take it from this week to that high there, you see that we've not tested that level of 64,600 yet, which is our 0.618 level. So that's what I'm looking at. But in all, generally, you want to pay attention to this sideways movement on the 4 hours time frame for BTC. The same pattern is what is playing out on Ethereum as well, which I'll share with you in a moment. But before I go into giving you where you should be expecting to buy and sell, if we go to the monthly time frame here on the BTC, you can see that right now BTC for this month is sitting at a support which was previously a resistance level. Okay, so if I pick my horizontal line right here and put that right here, you can see that in the previous year of 2021, 2022, that same area, right, which BTC is sitting as a support right now, was a resistance. As you can see right here is where we rejected few years ago. And if we get down to 2024, as you can see right here, okay, we probably use that area as both support and resistance, right? And then eventually we bounced and then we went up to that 125, which is the all-time high. And now we are back to that level, right? So on the monthly time frame, we just bounced from a previous resistance non-turn support. That's one thing I need you to I need to establish, and then we need to wait and see how this month's candle close, because there's a possibility that we could be sweeping liquidity right below before going up, right? If that happens, it means you could see BTC going down to maybe 52, 54, 52, or even down to 48, 49K level, right? But at the meantime, if we go down to the weekly time frame, let's see what the weekly time frame is showing us here. Okay, you can see that clearly, right? That after consolidating for a while around this area, we pumped, and then now we're back to that level again. Okay, so we're back to that level again. So all you just need is pay attention to what is happening right here. So on the weekly time frame, we could actually say we need to still tap this order block right here on the weekly time frame, right? We need to test that, and taking the middle of that, we could be looking at 55, 50, 55, okay, 56K, right? 55, 56K. That's another area that needs to be tapped, because if you look at this on the weekly time frame, we are still very much bearish, right? There's no sign of buying yet or buyers taking over this market yet. So we're still very much bearish. So if we don't hold this level of 52K, then it means BTC, there's a possibility that it will continue to go down. All right. So then we'll come back down to the daily time frame. If we come down to the daily time frame, guys, let's see that weekly level. Yeah, so that weekly level still safe. So we still need to tap that level before market will bounce back up, right? Before market will continue to bounce back up. Now, one thing you should understand is BTC can actually consolidate within this range for a whole year, right? It can consolidate within this range for 6 months, for a whole year. So don't be disappointed. So that is why we just need to pay attention to what is happening currently in the market and take advantage of that, right? So if I go down to my 4 hours time frame, which is my trading time frame, you'll see that we've been consolidating around this area. We took BTC right from 65 and then we secured profit. We're targeting higher, right? But when I started seeing this rejection, we had to secure profit around that 70K level. And right now we're back down there. So we can bring back that Fibonacci tool to serve as a guide for us. Take it from this low to that high there and then extend it to the right. So right here, I'm equally looking for a long trade around this zone. So I'm looking for a long trade around that zone with our 3% stop loss just slightly beneath that level. And then we'll be targeting that high there. All right. We'll be targeting that high there. And that will give us a 1 to 3 if that plays out. So for BTC, from now till next week, I want to see how this level here will play out. Right. If eventually we break above this 70K level and then use that area as a support, right? Currently, is this serving as a resistance. If we break above it and then use it as a resistance, as a support, rather, we are going to be looking for a long trade from that level up, right? But at the meantime, you can equally go to as low as the 1 hour time frame and start looking for scalping opportunity in the market, right? For scalping opportunity in the market. But this is what I'm looking at. Generally, this is what I'm looking at for BTC. It will test that level of 64,600, or we could get a bounce from there and then maybe we're targeting that level of 71K, right? So keep an eye on BTC as we go into next week and see what plays out. Okay, so with that being said, let's go back to Ethereum and then you can see the same thing playing out here on it as well. So for last week, a few days ago rather, we took this trade, okay, and then we make a nice profit right here. And you can see too, the same thing is playing out on the 4 hours time frame. The same thing is playing out on it. It is equally consolidating after that massive drop down to 1,740. And right now we are consolidating within this level. So you can see that it came back down to that golden level and then bounced back up. And right now we are expecting to get another entry around that level, right? Around this level of 1,900. So we are expecting to get another entry in there and we'll be targeting that high there. So keep an eye on Ethereum as well. We'll put our stop loss where it was before. Okay, maybe we could do a 3% stop loss right there. So you keep an eye on it as well. I'll be updating you on the outcome of this trade as well. So for Ethereum, this is what I'm looking at. If you bounce from here at that top there of 2,150, 2,200, we can be looking for a sell trade until we break out of this level that we've been consolidating, and then maybe we can now start looking for a trade to the upside. But at the moment, this is what I'm looking at for Ethereum and it. And one thing you will notice is, despite the fact that BTC, Ethereum are still dumping, okay, there are some random tokens that will just come up and just be doing a lot. All right. Like for instance, we have this ORBS, which is already up by 23% today alone. I've seen tokens that have been up 100%, 200%, even in the bear market, right? So for those kind of tokens, when you look at them, you'll see that they don't have enough data to actually chart. So all you just need is, instead of getting caught and then losing money, just wait for the market. When it reverses and it start dumping, you can take advantage of that. I'm going to do a separate tutorial on how to take advantage of some of those tokens. Either you join the trend or you wait for when the market starts selling off, you join and then sell off and make some money for yourself. If you want that, let me know in the comment section, right? So this is what I'm looking at currently for BTC and Ethereum. I just gave you top-down analysis on what the outcome of on what to be expecting on BTC and Ethereum. So we use this to guide ourselves as we step into the weekend and then move into another week, right? So with that being said, let me start with USDJPY because this is a trade that I'm currently in at the moment, right? This is one of the pairs that I'm currently in a trade for. And it was in my previous last week analysis that I talked about, you know, USDJPY. And some of the two scenarios I was looking at is a sell from here, which I missed. Okay, I missed this sell with few pips, right? I missed this particular sell with few pips. And yeah, then the buy is the one that has just triggered, and this trade is still running. You can see we've consolidated here for a while, and then market started moving up. Now, with what is currently with the $100 risk in this trade, this is already going well. Okay, we are massively up with the lot size we are using. And then currently my stop loss is around this 153, right? Our entry is somewhere around that 153.1. So my stop loss is 153.7, right? 153.7. That's where my stop loss is. If you hit stop loss, fine. But I'm just going to hold gradually to see that this plays out. So for those of you who followed and took this trade, congratulations. You should start securing profit already. I'm still holding, so just make sure that you move your stop loss above entry and allow the remaining trade to run. Okay, that is basically it. So if we go, let's quickly look at what we should be expecting. If we go to the monthly time frame, you can see that there's a particular pattern that USDJPY always plays at, right? When we have series of bullish candle, we always have, an opposing bearish candle, right? We have series of bullish candle, we'll have that series of bullish candles, we have bearish candles, okay? You have another bullish one, bearish, and this area right here, okay? So if you check for the past few months, right, since we started moving up for the past few months, this is the time we're having, bearish candle. If this one here closed bearish as well, you see that this is when we're having bearish candle consecutively for 2 months, aside this particular one right here. So for this, I'm still expecting that, what USDJPY would do. If you check right here, we have this fair value gap here, which is what we've tapped into. Okay, we have this fair value gap here, which is what we've tapped into, and then you have this other block around this area. So except if you want that other block to be mitigated, then you can be expecting that USDJPY will still need to come down to that level right there. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at on the monthly time frame. There's a possibility that we could test that level of 150 before market will start moving up, right? So if we come down to the weekly time frame, let's see what we should be expecting. Already you can see the week, this particular week here is already bearish, but we still need to take out this high to know that this will continue to go up, right? So if we come to the weekly time frame, we do have this resistance level right here, which I want to serve as a support, and this is lining up. Okay, this is actually lining up with that monthly order block that we're looking at. This area here is lining up with that monthly order block that we were looking at. So there is a resistance there, resistance. So we want that area, okay, broke above, became a support. We want this area here to serve as a support. So if there's any possibility that this market is going to drop, then this is the area we should be paying attention to. So if we come down to the daily time frame right here, okay, to the daily time frame, we can see clearly here that we have our order block here, and then there's equally a little fair value gap here that has not been touched as well, right? There's a little fair value gap there that has not been touched as well. So we still expect that USDJPY will come back down to this level, okay, to mitigate this level right here. So clearly you can see a clearer picture on the daily time frame. So all we just need to do is to see what happens right here. Okay, is to see what happens right here. So this is what I'm looking at, right? For a buy trade, we are looking at bouncing from that daily time frame and then going back up. But what I'm currently playing with right now is what I'm seeing on the hourly time frame, right? Like this buy trade right here that we're currently in is from this other block and this fair value gap, which we came, sweep liquidity around there, and then we're bouncing up. Okay, so one thing we can be looking at right now, all right, since we expect that the market will still go down, another thing we could be expecting right here is to look at areas, all right, where market will likely come back to. On the 4 hours time frame, it is actually this fair value gap. That's where we're rejecting from, right? This fair value gap right here, that's where we are rejecting from. So we can, look at areas on the 1 hour time frame and see what else we should be expecting, right? But what I expect right here is to see if market will be able to push up a bit, but if not, if we continue to drop and we break below this level, right? If market takes out this low, then the next area we're looking for a buy will be that 150 level, right? That 150 level. So keep an eye on this and see what happens. And for this particular trade, make sure you secure profit right here. Okay, make sure you secure profit by moving stop loss above entry, and I will see what happens. But overall, I'm looking to buy USDJPY if we get down to 150, anything between 150 down to 150.8 or 0.9 down to 150 on the dot is areas where I'm looking for a buy. I'll be updating you on the outcome of this, and I'll be sharing this trades as it comes with you on the Telegram. So be active and let's see how that plays out. Keep an eye on USDJPY. And let's go with gold. Okay, so let's go with gold. I go ahead and look at gold. Let's see what we can be expecting here. So already gold has been bullish for quite some time right now. Okay, and then for the first time we had this massive sell-off, and since market bounced from there, you can see we are still respecting this our ascending trend line right here since we started bouncing from that massive drop, and we have previous resistance which was broken. Now we are using that area as a support, as a strong support. I mentioned this in one of my posts, in one of my X posts as well. All right, so we're using that area as a strong resistance at the moment. You see, market came, bounced, and then rejected back, and we came back to filling this other block here from here, and then we'll push back up again. And we had another area right here of other blocks. So right here, when market started pushing back up, you see we had that other block there and the fair value gap around that area, and that is the zone on the 4 hours time frame currently where market is still respecting, right? So we came and filled up that gap, and then we started going back up. Now if I